billion-dollar fight. How they make money. It's not just a sport. It's not just a spectacle. It's a massive business that generates billions of dollars every year. So how exactly do they make all this money? Well, it's a combination of factors that contribute to the billion-dollar revenue. And today, we're going to break down the main ways these fights generate so much cash. But before we dive into the numbers, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. If you like bonus stats, fun facts, and early access to videos, consider becoming a member. Now let's get into it. So the first way that these fights make money is through pay-per-view buys. Millions of fans around the world tune in to watch these events and are willing to pay a premium to do so. For example, the recent fight between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul was a massive draw. Although the fight was unofficially sanctioned by any boxing regulatory body, and there were no knockouts or technical knockouts, the fight generated over 1.2 million PPV buys according to Nielsen ratings. And with each PPV buy costing $59.99 US, that's over $70 million in revenue just from PPV sales alone. This just shows how popular these fights can be and the insane amount of money they can generate even without traditional revenue streams like sponsorships or merchandise sales. Another fight that shattered PPV records was the rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. The bout took place on August 27, 2022 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas and was promoted by Mayweather Promotions, Top Rank, and the World Boxing Association. Despite the controversial decision, which saw Mayweather retain his WBA welterweight title, the fight was a financial success, generating an estimated 6.3 million pay-per-view buys. This shattered the previous record of 2.4 million set by Mayweather's fight against Canelo Alvarez in September 2013, with an average price of $60 per pay-per-view purchase. The rematch generated approximately $378 million in revenue from pay-per-view sales alone. That's a staggering amount of money for a single fight. But it's not surprising when you consider the two fighters involved. Both Mayweather and Pacquiao are legendary boxers with huge fan bases. Their individual star power plus the hype surrounding the matchup generated massive interest in the fight, leading to a record-breaking pay-per-view performance. But it's not just about the fight itself. There are other factors at play as well. For example, the Mayweather-Paul fight was promoted by Mayweather Promotions and Fan Code. While the exact financial terms of the deal weren't revealed, reports suggested that Paul received a guaranteed $25 million for participating in the exhibition match, regardless of the outcome. On the other hand, Mayweather reportedly earned significantly more, with estimates ranging from $50 to $100 million based on various sources. It's important to note that these figures represent only a portion of the overall revenue generated by the event, as they do include pay-per-view sales or other revenue streams such as sponsorships or merchandise. In fact, the total revenue for the Mayweather-Paul fight is estimated to have reached over $100 million. Moving on to another way that these fights make money: huge ticket sales. For instance, the highly anticipated fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk in their rematch held at the King Fahd International Stadium in Saudi Arabia was a massive financial success, according to reports. The event generated a staggering $87.6 million in ticket sales alone. The event was promoted by the Saudi General Sports Authority, the World Boxing Organization, Matchroom Boxing, and 258 Management. And despite the controversy surrounding the judge's decision, which saw Usyk retain his WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight titles, the fight was a financial triumph. The organizers had initially aimed to sell 60,000 tickets for the event, but due to the overwhelming demand, ended up selling 94,416 tickets in total, with the cheapest ticket priced at $221 and the most expensive ones costing $1,000. The total revenue from ticket sales amounted to $87,689,878. Looking at another fight, Floyd Mayweather's bout against Conor McGregor in 2017 generated an astounding $600 million in gate receipts. The event took place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas and was promoted by Mayweather Promotions, Paradigm Sports, and the World Boxing and Boxing Association. With an attendance of 14,359, the fight became the highest-grossing combat sports event in history. The pay-per-view revenue for the fight was estimated to be around $600 million. while the total revenue, including merchandise and other sources, was estimated to exceed $1 billion. This just goes to show how lucrative these fights can be and the insane amount of money they can generate. The Mayweather-McGregor fight remains the highest-grossing combat sports event in history, cementing the potential for these matches to generate massive revenue. Now moving on to the next way that these fights make money, sponsorships and endorsements. One example is the sponsorship deal for the Deontay Wilder vs. Tyson Fury 3 fight. The WBC Heavyweight Championship match held at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was sponsored by Crypto.com. While the exact financial terms of the deal weren't disclosed, reports suggested that the cryptocurrency exchange giant paid several $million to be the presenting sponsor of the event. This is a prime example of how these fights can attract major sponsors and generate significant revenue from brand partnerships. To give you some more context, one report suggests that the top 5 highest-paid athletes globally earn over $100 million annually in endorsements, along with soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo topping the list with an incredible $48 million in endorsement earnings last year. Another report indicates that athletes on average earn $2 million per sponsorship deal. Baseball player Mike Trout having the most lucrative endorsement portfolio among active MLB players, earning an average of $10 million annually from sponsorships. And speaking of sponsorships, let's look at the sponsorship deal between Mount Lebanon Vodka and KSI's Prime Hydration. While the financial details of the agreement remain undisclosed, reports suggest that the multi-million-dollar partnership will see Mount Lebanon Vodka become the official spirit of Prime. This collaboration marks the first time a beverage company has secured a sponsorship with both KSI and Logan Paul's company. As part of the deal, Prime's co-founders and their families are now brand ambassadors for Mount Lebanon Vodka, further strengthening the association between the two companies. This deal shows the power of these fighters to attract major brands and generate significant revenue from endorsements. And lastly, another way that these fights make money is through media rights. In the case of the Mayweather vs. Paul fight, Showtime and the streaming service Paramount Plus reportedly paid $30 million for the exclusive rights to broadcast the event. This highlights the value that these fights can bring to media companies and the willingness of networks to invest heavily to secure broadcasting rights. To put this into perspective, Amazon's $11 billion deal with the NFL allows them to stream 1 game per week during the regular season and 1 playoff game. Additionally, Amazon Prime members have access to NFL games through Prime Video. In 2022, Disney spent $71.4 billion acquiring 21st Century Fox assets, which included a $32.7 billion offer for key businesses such as Fox's regional sports networks, which televise local sporting events. And Google paid a whopping $1.23 billion for the exclusive streaming rights to NFL Sunday Ticket, which allows viewers to watch out-of-market games live. In conclusion, these fights are a massive business that generates billions of dollars every year, from pay-per-view buys to ticket sales, sponsorships, merchandise, and media rights. These events generate revenue on multiple fronts. The Mayweather-Paul fight is a prime example of how these fights can generate significant revenue even without traditional revenue streams like sponsorships or merchandise sales. Other fights like Mayweather vs. McGregor or Anthony Joshua vs. Alexander Usyk showcased the insane amount of money that these fights can generate through ticket sales alone. And the sponsorship and media deals demonstrate the value that these fights can bring to brands and networks alike. So the next time you watch one of these fights, keep in mind the massive business that's driving the action. Thanks for watching. Check out our other videos and be sure to subscribe for more updates.